This is the Ecommerce Braintrust, a podcast about building momentum online for established consumer brands. Join our hosts and their expert guests for high-level conversations about e-commerce strategies, trends, and innovations. Access our Braintrust and boost your brand's e-commerce potential.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Ecommerce Braintrust podcast. I'm your host, Julie Spear, Head of Retail Marketplace Services at Acadia. And this week, I've got something a little bit different for you. A few weeks ago, I joined Scott Oshman on the mic, Scott Oshman of the Always Off Brand podcast, where we were both at the Digital Shelf Summit in Atlanta. And the conversation was too good and too fun and chock full of information not to share here as well. We covered a lot of ground. We talked about what it really takes for challenger brands to break through in crowded categories. We covered why retail media and the digital shelf need to work together, how AI, of course we talked AI, how AI is changing the way brands think about content, discoverability, and customer experience. And to help us do that, we had Janecka from Trilliant Food and Nutrition. Trilliant Food and Nutrition is the company that owns Nuri, the delicious ready-to-drink protein drink. And we also had Matt Rosenfeld, who is also a part of the team here at Acadia, join the conversation. With them, we got some real-world examples of launching and scaling brands. We talked about what separates winning PDPs from average ones, how to think about measurement beyond surface level metrics, and we even got into where we think e-commerce is headed next. So as always with Scott, there was a plenty of humor. It was a lot of fun, a lot of sound effects added into the mix. And of course, all of it was sprinkled in with practical takeaways to help brands navigate the beautiful world of Amazon and e-commerce. So if you're responsible for growing a brand online and improving conversion and navigating retail media and figuring out AI, we've got something for you in this episode. So let's jump into my conversation with Scott Oshman of the Always Off Brand podcast.
Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to Atlanta, the Digital Shelf Summit, Salsify's conference. We are live recording here from the Always Off Brand Studios on Podcast Row of One. Joining me today on the program, Adam, I don't even know how to say your last name.
Janecka for us Americans.
Okay, Janecka, Adam. Janecka from Trilliant. Did I get that right?
That's right. Trilliant Food and Nutrition, if we want to go the long route.
Wow. Hey, now.
LLC.
And apparently,
LLC, thank you.
You're welcome.
Adam and I have known each other for a long time, and apparently you've listened to this program every once and again. So we appreciate that.
Long-time listener, first-time
Host
podcaster.
or podcast guest. Then we have on the other side of the table, listener, we have Matt. Now, what's your last name?
Rosenfeld.
Matt Rosenfeld, okay, of Crush, but now part of the Acadia Empire.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I don't even know what your title is. See, I'm so bad at this. This is why
I'm flexible on title.
Are
Whatever
you?
we want it to be for the podcast, I'm good with it.
Excellent.
But, yeah, fine with me.
We can determine it at the end
At
of the
the end,
podcast.
yeah.
Figure out
we'll
what it
say
should
what
be.
And that is a familiar voice, listener, to anybody in our industry. The great, the one, the only, Julie Spear.
Hello. Good to be back.
And the crowd goes wild.
And the crowd. Now, for some reason, I got to have dinner with you people last night, which I'm still questioning why, but I'm going to take the dub. And what was amazing was for you guys and for me, I don't know. So Julie Spear and Kiri Masters were like 1 and 2 of the original bobsled, which then turned into Acadia. And to see them both in the same room was just, I got a kick out of it. It's just a kick. I mean, that's where it all began. All of this all began there.
It's been a bit since we've been in the same room. It was a kick for me.
Was it?
It was a kick.
Yeah, that was neat. Anyway, so you guys, just for all disclosures, right? Adam, you are a client of Acadia.
Yeah, that's right. They run quite a bit of our retail media.
Excellent. And how's it going? Julie, Matt?
Oh, you're trying to start the
A
fight early.
live NPS survey.
Earmuffs. Hold on, let me mute those guys. Okay, go ahead. No, you guys have been working together for a little bit here. I mean, it's a lot going on.
Yeah, we started back in October of 25, and they're, helping navigate and drive the ship. We've got 3 brands, and 2 of them are just absolutely on fire, and a lot of it has to do with the expert hands-on keys that Acadia brings. So it's been good.
let's talk about the big brand, okay? The one that's on fuego right now. Is it protein?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
protein.
Adam, I want to talk protein with you.
Well, if you want to get big and bulky, I'm not your guy. But if you want a tasty beverage that also helps with, your daily macros and your protein, Nuri is the brand.
Nuri, Nurri.
That's correct.
Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Wow,
and it
see?
is very tasty.
Julie, unsolicited, by the way, Adam, told me the other day, she's like, it's actually really good.
Yeah, you always know, like, when you work for a brand that the product's like not that great because it feels forced. But everybody seems to have a Nuri at their office now. All of our tech stack partners and Acadia, and it's real. I mean, it tastes like melted ice cream, so it's pretty good.
Damn.
It's delish. No chalkiness.
Okay, no chalkiness. Well, maybe that'll get her this. I don't know. Damn. If it's that good, I mean, damn. Is that good? All right, Matt. So you were just a young buck selling a couple wares on the old Amazon marketplace. And then
Exactly
you're like, hey, how do people do this? Maybe I could do it for others.
Correct.
Is that the origin story?
Well, so I started going all the way back to the beginning. A buddy and I
You're like 7. What do you mean back to the beginning?
I was like 8, to be fair. I think at least 8 when this happened. But
Wise beyond his years, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you. A buddy and I fell into the ecosystem. And we started selling widgets essentially and became one of the best selling whipped cream dispensers and creme brulee torches on Amazon back in like 2016, 2017.
God, thank you for that. Oh, God, that is just delicious. I mean, all of the food talk now.
I was worried I wasn't going to get a sound effect. So
Well,
now that that's out of the way.
there
Right
you
out of
go.
the gate,
I
you
feel
got
like I've been in a good place.
We're up on Julie now.
Yes. But it was an interesting time because I feel like the mom and pop stuff, like the aggregator stuff, hadn't really started yet, and so we ended up acquiring a couple brands before that was cool to do. Bundled them together.
Wow.
Those ended up getting sold to got aggregated by an aggregator, and worked in that space for a little bit, and then I left with the intent of actually starting more brands. This was in like 22. I went to do that late 22.
Okay.
Completely different ecosystem.
Yeah.
Much harder to start private label, FBA brands. All the economics were different, let alone tariffs, cost of everything was a bit of a headwind at the time.
Yeah,
And,
we had 2018. We had some tariffs.
And
Well, this is 22.
sorry,
I know.
not-
I'm saying
Oh.
you had tariffs. So 18. I went through the 18 tariff problem. But again, there's so many I forget. It's like I
and
lost
container
track.
costs, shipping costs, like
Yes.
everything was just a headwind. And I was like, it'd be great to have some income on the side. I'm going to help people run brands as an independent consultant. And then that started to grow more quickly than the brands themselves. And that snowballed into starting Crush.
Fantastic. How'd you come up with that name?
So the honest answer is that I was checking GoDaddy for good domains and CrushAmazon.com was just available. And I was like, that's it. That's the answer. And it aligned with, I think, our...
How long did that take?
That's a great story, but sorry, Adam, you need to come up with a better lie. You need to come up with like a one that's not that, because that was too honest. I mean, it's lame, but it's good.
If you want to hear the crazy part, we actually thought, so we started pizza tours, which I can get into later.
Yes, the famous pizza. I've heard. This is the third time I've heard of the pizza tours.
Well, the first name for the instead of Crush was going to be Extra Cheese.
Oh,
Like
okay.
in line with
Yes.
the pizza tours, had the domain, had everything, and like we
Yes.
were the extra sauce that
Yes.
made
I
things
think
work.
Crush is.
Yeah.
Crush
Thank
is
you.
better.
I think so too. And then ended up going with Crush. And Crush was good because at the time and still today, obviously we all say we want to crush it for you on Amazon.
Yeah,
and so it
yeah.
aligned.
Yeah, no,
very
it's a
much with
great
the
name. I'm
dynamic.
totally giving you crap. But and then you joined. When did you when did the Acadia part? When did that all happen? The rolled into the family.
A little over a year ago.
Oh, hey, happy
Wait,
anniversary!
April
1.
25. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
happy. There you go. Boom.
Yeah.
And Julie Spear, your title is. I don't think it would fit on the back of a jersey.
It's a lot of words.
It's a lot going on there. It's very important. You
It's-
do a lot of
well,
things.
That's what I lead with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Retail. What?
Head of Retail Marketplace Services.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very- that's
You chose
very-
head instead of Supreme Chancellor, just to shorten it up a
I
bit.
floated Supreme Chancellor. It got a little pushback, and so I
Okay.
just backed down.
You know what? That gets a bell.
Oh, fair. Now it is complete.
Okay, so Acadia is among the bigger agencies, but you guys do full everything. You do a lot of stuff. It's not just Amazon retail media there. You got it across all retailers, and you guys have the whole, as I say, the whole mashbuka, the whole thing.
we're still an independent agency,
Yes.
which I think is quite unique in this day and age. But yeah, we consider ourselves a digital marketing platform, and so we have specialty with paid search and social, CRO, creative, social, organic social, analytics. Well, it's SEO, AEO, GEO, all the EOs.
ACO.
Yep. And then retail media and marketplaces. So
That's
all
a
come
lot.
together.
Good Lord. I'm actually exhausted right now. I thought little tiny quickfire did a lot, but that's incredible.
Well, and the good part, the way that we're structured is that it's each team is deep with experts in their realm. It's no one trying to wear all the hats at once.
All right. So what have you guys done with Nuri and Adam? I mean, how did this thing go popping? You kind of told a little story last night, but on Amazon, how are you competing? I mean, it's an absolute just bloodbath out there, man. It's not easy these days.
It's a busy space. We got two main competitive brands that kind of own roughly 50%, but it is a wide open field with a lot of new entrants. Everybody wants to play in protein now. You want to slap protein on any product and it sells. I mean, I think part of our success was just we lucked into Nuri as a product category. It was really just a request from a buyer, and we happened to be positioned at the right stage to make it for them because they were short from a main competitor. And we developed a brand and a formulation that works. So it's really about like form, function, and flavor, but it works and the consumer loves it. And then once we got on Amazon, we didn't initially drive to Amazon. It was probably 6 months in the market before we got on Amazon.
I know it's a very large retailer that everyone know, but then did you get into full grocery and full, did you go outside and go to the major national grocery?
I'll say we took a unique path. We started with Costco, went to Sam's, Walmart, then Amazon, and then filling in the rest of channel. That
is, but that's a top down. That's actually, if you can get it.
Yeah. Costco and Sam's are 60% of protein drink sales in the US. So they're the biggies.
That's a juicy nugget. Shit.
That's where I get my Nuri is Costco.
Yes. That's a $2 right there. That's a little stat. We like stats. So now you got that cranking. So, but Amazon, that space, you just launch it. You had the traffic, right? You built up. Because Costco, I've had the fortune years ago to sell Costco. You can't underestimate the power of that much product in the marketplace. It's just insane. It's a marketing spend beyond market, right? It's just incredible what demand and consumer awareness that brings.
Yeah, ultimately, I think your average Costco shopper doesn't go to Costco every week, right? So they might bulk up, but my wife and I, we're like, who's doing Costco this month? Oh, I can't do it. And my wife would be like, I'll take the bullet this time.
Yeah.
So we needed to be in other channel places and partners. So once we got on Amazon, it wasn't a huge lift to harness that demand. We just, did all the basic building blocks, the PDPs were optimized before we ever launched, and we did a lot of DSP and kind of brand awareness on the platform before we even got product in the FCs.
Unbelievable. That's actually unique as well, that you're punching it, right? I mean, you're building that before it's even in the products available.
We try to put at least my statement's always, I want 90 days. You want to launch a product on Amazon? Give me 90 days to prep the team and do content and do iterations. I don't want to do it in 30 days and just see what happens.
All right. So we're here at the digital shelf. It's the beginning of day 2, a lot of breakouts today, but there were some great sessions yesterday. I don't know, Matt, is this first time caller for you here?
First time caller.
What's any observations, thoughts, takeaways?
Well, unfortunately, yesterday I was on calls all day in my hotel room.
Oh, great!
So I do not yet moving
Real
over.
Productive conference.
That's
correct. But very excited for the breakouts today.
Let me mark the time to edit that out. Let's see here. You're gonna get.
I'll take the sound effect.
That's okay.
Matt, Adam, and I are doing one of the breakouts.
I know you
today.
are. I know. What is that about again?
It's about disruptor brands and how they marry the digital shelf and retail media together. It's an integrated strategy,
Tell us more.
As opposed to silos, because silos
equal sadness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very sad. Like that sound effect.
Yeah.
There's a little sadness. Okay, Matt. Great conference for you.
Very productive.
So could you, for the listener and possible 93 subscriber viewers who can't be here, what are they going to give us a little teaser? Do a little trailer of today's breakout. Julie, everyone was looking at you, listener.
Okay.
Adam and Matt were like, Julie?
Well,
You're head of retail marketplace, whatever.
Supreme Chancellor.
Supreme Chancellor, yes,
Yeah.
Queen, whatever you want.
Okay. No, so what it comes down to kind of set the table for the discussion is we all know there's a lot of money going into retail media. That's great. But often it's going in with one team managing it and the tactics. And then the afterthought is the digital shelf. It is the PDP. You don't have PDPs that are ready for the traffic that's being driven to them. And so all that money's going in and there's the high waste of spend. So I think when we look at disruptor brands, when we look at challenger brands that are new entrants to established or crowded categories, they do it differently. They don't look at it as, e-commerce is just this conversion channel. It's part of the overall strategy. And so they approach it as a system versus separate levers that just kind of run in parallel and hope it all works.
That's
Can I add to that? Because
please
I think
Adam.
I want you to add a lot to it because I'm planning on you doing that.
This is, by the way, just behind the
okay.
curtain. This is their prep for their session.
We
right now.
haven't talked once about what we're doing today.
No, but it's going to be great.
It's going to be so amazing.
Matt's so in tune with this conference after yesterday.
I know what they're looking for.
He understands the audience. Adam, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say to that point, I think big CPG brands, big CPG companies, they're just so slow moving. And they think, if we put I'm not going to name names, if we put a product up on Amazon and show a picture of a 12-pack, that's enough to sell it. And maybe it is for them. But if you want to be a fast-growing brand like Nerdy, I mean, we had to sell it. We had to overcome objections, give reasons to believe. We had to do all of it. And it couldn't be 6 weeks after launch. It had to be at launch.
And I think a really interesting component is how you have to talk about that, I think, today. So like, what are the actual metrics that we care about when we're launching products? Mm-hmm. And when you're talking to brands that are from a larger legacy background, getting buy-in to say, like, these are the things that are actually important, not necessarily the traditional vanity metrics that we could go after that you can report on, but the ones that are actually driving.
Do you want to disclose any of this? Again, I'm not here to get people in trouble, only myself in trouble. But do you want to disclose some of these metrics? You talked about that last night a little bit.
Yeah, in terms of what I think is important.
Yeah, I like the holistic view because that is such an incredible. Well, I don't know, it's not a privilege, but it is kind of like you come into it fresh, and then it's a holistic approach, which we know is the way
it's the dream.
It's the dream. So what are some of the metrics that are important to you?
Yeah, so I would say the engagement metrics we care about most are going to be click-through rate, conversion rate, and impression share, right? And I think when we break down what those encompass, it's this idea of relevancy, right? So we don't need to go out and be everything to everyone on day one, but we need to be very relevant to our core audience and demonstrate that we're actually driving true engagement with those customers and sending the right signals to the algorithm to improve our rank and improve the quality and efficiency of advertising. Early on, it's hard, right? Because you don't have social proof. And so you're trying to overcome a lot of this with quality creative, storytelling, really high quality listing, PDP, et cetera. But that you have to be thoughtful to compete in an ecosystem from day one as you're building into that landscape.
But Adam, I mean, I think if I'm sitting here listening to this, like, how did you differentiate? I mean, you're jumping into the busiest lake in the world. I mean, it's like the subway at rush hour. Like, it's just jam packed. How did you rise above? I mean, was it pure money? Did you just like money bags, Adam? You're just like, hey, I don't care what it costs.
Not at all. But I think I know we're talking about it. I wish. No, I think I have had this mantra my entire career working at startups, but it starts with a good product. If you don't have a good product, you might be able to artificially inflate your listings or, boost it with ad spend. But at the end of the day, it's going to get too expensive. So
you're going to combat negative reviews, which is going to deplete that.
Yeah, okay. I know it starts with a good product, and I appreciate that. And you're absolutely
it's super legit.
It is. You're right.
So
but let's just be real here. Let's be real here. You are jumping into a category that is a freaking nightmare for many. Let's say I have the greatest product in the world, but I'm going into that space. Okay. How did you build this and how did you grow this? Obviously you guys had organic, which is what we tell every brand. I don't care what size you are. You take a year to build organic, which you did in the sense of getting into these retailers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it makes your life so much easier to add paid on top. But I mean, how did you break through, man?
I mean, we went for number one. Our mindset is still we want to be number one or number two in the category. So I'm going to go back to product.
Okay, sorry. God.
I know we've talked about this before we started recording. A lot of our competitors are, adding water or it's a little chalky, and so there's this like everybody that's tried a protein drink and has like surveyed the field. When they go to the store, they might try a new brand. They have had those bad experiences and they've had the good experiences. We have a product that it matches the good experience, and we try to convey that in our PDP so that when that customer sees, oh, it tastes like ice cream, it's made with real milk, it's not thin and gloopy, or it's not thick and gloopy, that experience already translates because they have the nostalgia, the memory of like previous experiences. And then when they actually receive the product and it matches, then you're talking about a repeat rate that actually happens. So we start seeing subscribe and save. So again, it starts with the basic, but we were able to translate that into visuals for the consumer.
And I do want to say,
yes,
going for number one or number two, they already hit number one challenger brand on Instacart in 2025.
Okay. Again, it's all momentum, right? It's all confluence. It all helps. It's all part of the big soup, right? Of getting there. Because a lot of brands like, it's just the hype cycle of like, oh, we went viral on TikTok before we ever launched, which again, I'm kind of making fun of, but it's true. So, I mean, a lot of people go and they have to go that route and then they leverage that, but it sounds like you kind of did a little bit differently.
I mean, we did a lot of things differently. I'd say even just the format, we put it in a can, and almost all protein drinks are in a plastic bottle. And then you have that, I don't know what the guess is, 15-20% of consumers that care about sustainability, they saw an aluminum can and a good product, and they're like, I'm going to go for that one.
It's great.
I also think it's an interesting buyer demographic today where like this space is changing so much. There's so much innovation. And I think a large component or a large percentage of those consumers are very interested in finding and identifying new products in the market. Mm-hmm. And so I think even though it's really crowded, I think people are very excited to try new stuff, especially when it has like unique selling propositions that are going to speak to them. That's an exciting proposition.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because that's the one thing we intentionally went after was like, we're not trying to be the gym bro culture protein drink. We are accessible. We're not talking about, we're not heavily talking about the function of it. It's there. Of course, somebody wants to know how many grams of protein is in the drink, but ultimately it's fun. It tastes good. And that should be enough for most people.
Totally.
It's worked for me. Well, even though I do exude the gym bro culture.
Of course you do.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I you know what? Shame on me, Julie. You are the doctor of PDPs, and you share that title with Lauren Levac Gilbert.
Yeah.
2 doctors of the PDP.
That's how we initially bonded.
Yes. Talk about the strategery without giving away anything of your Amazon play. Again, you talked about great product. PDPs, you guys made sure. Did you do testing on the PDPs? Did you iterate a lot of different stuff? I mean, what do you think is the most important part of that really the conversion? Because I talk about all the time, it's traffic and conversion, right? And Amazon is built on conversion. So anything there, or you don't want to give away secrets?
Was that one to me or? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you guide, right? It's a collaborative process.
We're active in the media management.
Yeah.
It's part of our partnership.
Yeah.
But they are
we'll give
also
inputs and feedback to the PDP.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're also giving us creative feedback. We just ran a test with, it was actually a Costco Instacart ad, but we ran 2 different creatives, and our creative team was like, we like this. It was a copy dispute. And so we're like, cool, let's put the referee on it and see what happens. And, it ended up giving us the results we needed. And that all came from Acadia, and it was pretty quick.
But I was going to just build on one thing for the launch is I think when we talk about conversion on Amazon, it's interesting because I fully agree with that. And I think it is a huge conversion oriented channel. But what's interesting about the sequence in which you launched in strategic retailers and then Amazon coming after is I think you have a lot of touch points with customers that were very validating from a proof of product, et cetera, point of view. So by the time you got on Amazon, I think that base of business was a huge amount of support.
Absolutely. We probably ran, I won't throw a number out there.
No,
We
no,
ran
don't, please don't.
thousands of demos at Costco and at Sam's. So we got that feedback coming in, and we're actually even reformulating some products just to make sure that we can make it that much better.
Yep.
Now everybody's just here like, well, oh God, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go and start in Costco. Let me just make sure everybody understands, kids. That's really hard to do and extraordinarily rare. And that is not easy. You guys are in a great position. Opportunity rang. You took advantage of it, but you just don't waltz in there is my point to everybody.
I do think more and more brands are trying to recreate that in a lower barrier to entry way now.
Yeah.
So we're working with a really interesting brand that's launching in the cat hydration space, which is something we can get into in terms of
Ultra competitive.
It's very competitive today. Cats apparently are very dehydrated. We're going to help solve the problem. But they are.
I'm going to need a timeout.
It's going to be the liquid IV for cats.
You heard it here.
It's here first. Breaking news. But
wow.
Their whole plan around launch is create a format that allows them to send out thousands of samples strategically to the market without needing to do it in person at a retailer, et cetera, but try to accomplish a similar outcome, but do it more grassroots. That way, identify all of them, get them into the funnel, manage it in-house, and then distribute them, obviously via mail, but drive that same at least ground level of awareness.
Yeah, you almost need a trial strategy more than you need a retail go-to-market strategy.
The trial thing is incredible.
I agree.
Okay, let me switch to media. And where are we today? Does anybody want to take a crack at kind of a state of the union of Amazon ads? I have been very loud and very bullish. I think the road to 100 billion is like not far away. They grow 20 to 24% every single quarter. They're grabbing inventory like nobody's business. Just now it's a thing. Now they're going to license out Duke basketball, some ACC basketball. They're going hard into live sports, which is the number one ad revenue on any screen. Is there anything, you guys are getting pushed all the time. Adam, aren't you getting requests all the time from Amazon ads for more money to do more things?
Yeah, I think they're a little easier on us because we're in growth mode. So, I mean, there is, of course, a push. There's always a sales.
Yeah, that's their job. I mean, that's their job.
Yeah, but they do a pretty good job of explaining where we should be at our life cycle. But yeah, I think they're the bet you want to be making right now.
Now, what do you guys think? Again, you work across many different clients, categories, huge media budgets all over the board. Where do you think we are?
I think we're at a stage where more and more money and acceptance of moving up the funnel, leveraging Amazon DSP is more the norm than it was even just a year ago.
Oh, really?
The amount that we would have to kind of convince for the opportunity that it's don't just do retargeting with DSP. Like there's real opportunity with audiences going off platform. We used to have to beat the drum pretty hard for that, but I think there's more and more brand dollars are coming into the mix rather than just like sales. And that's pushing more and more up the funnel with ADSP. I don't think it's still bottom of funnel for conversion. It's there, but I think the real opportunity and the focus is
what
up
about
the funnel.
Connected TV and all, again, the inventory with Netflix, and now you can buy media. I mean, they're becoming one. I mean, Trade Desk honestly has got, Amazon's becoming a problem because they're getting more inventory.
They're huge, huge coming up against Trade Desk. Like your dollar goes further, like full stop. Just look at the cost.
But still, even the highest awareness and funnel, it's still a collapsed funnel in the meaning that it's a closed loop, right? They can tell you where you started and where the end was, in theory, right? I mean, I don't believe half the numbers I read on Amazon, but that's me. That's just a personal problem. But Matt, what do you?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think what's really interesting for us is at least a lot of the brands we're working with are coming to us now. Like the awareness of what Amazon can offer has grown dramatically in the last, I would say, 6 to 12 months. And the view of the world is still the vast majority of the brands are spending, at least that we're working on, are spending the majority of their budget on Meta. Meta is being viewed more and more as a tax. Go ahead.
I would just say it's important to qualify kind of the profile of these brands versus, I think when I talk about the profile of the brands I'm referring to,
totally
the more established.
Totally. The brands I'm referring to are more emerging, disruptor, D2C first.
Yes, and
where
they can't get off the meta
they can't.
needle. They really can't.
And I think what they're trying to understand now is understanding DSP, understanding the audiences, AMC, what Amazon can offer is, are we able to acquire customers outside of the Amazon ecosystem, leveraging their network for less than or equal to what we can acquire a customer for on Meta? And if the answer is yes, which it has been for a number of brands, the unlock in terms of dollars that are going to flow into Amazon is going to be huge.
And it's almost looking at it through the life cycle view.
Correct.
It's, we have the wave where it is Meta.
Yep.
And then you reach a certain point of diminishing return or what have you. And it's how do you diversify your strategy?
Correct.
Adam, do you agree with all these things?
I just want to kind of point out that you mentioned sports, and I think that it got my ears perked up. But that's been a moat for like linear, more traditional media, and I think Amazon is intentionally pulling that in because they know if they can take sports, high attention types of broadcasts, that's their way of kind of pushing linear further and further out of
they have property. They own property, 19 rights holders. They're a holder for 19 leagues and now 10 and a half because this ACC thing is kind of like percolating. I've been waiting for them to go into college sports. I'm like, I thought once the regional, I don't know, that's a whole nother discussion, but I thought they'd go harder into college, and maybe they are. Okay, when you guys discuss the advertising performance, okay, I'm doing a thing later today about measurement and a debate about measurement. What is the top of the call? What is the top of the conversation? Is just, do you start at ROAS and then go? I mean, how does this work for you guys that where you have to report out? Like everybody's got somebody to talk to. How does this, what are the metrics that you guys use?
Yeah, I think everybody understands ROAS. So it does always feel like we end up talking about ROAS or impressions or click-through rates. The areas that I get pressure on and a lot of inquiry from finance especially is the incrementality of it. So to go back to the buzzword of last year versus AI.
Yes.
Answering for that, especially when we're talking about a much newer brand. We have another brand, Dutch Bros, which we brought into CPG just in January. Wonderful coffee company.
Yeah, out of Oregon.
They're already asking for incrementality measurement, and it's been 4 months. So, the train never stops.
So how do you guys report out on that? There's a lot of debate about incrementality and how do you actually measure that properly? Because again, I don't think attribution, I think there's a lot of people, we're getting better at attribution, but I think it's still, I call it something else. But anyway.
I think there is a reasonably good way to do it in Amazon today. We leverage a lot of data from brand analytics.
Yes.
And we're looking at how much lift are we getting in the funnel from branded versus non-brand keywords. And so the key reporting metrics we talk about a lot is segmenting or negating or removing all brand from what we're talking about and looking at the market, category, ecosystem, key terms, key competitors, and how much room we're gaining. And we really talk about it from a click share and purchase share point of view. So like impressions are well and good, but are we getting clicks? Are we getting conversions? And which are where is that taking place?
Do you think there's something around, we're tossing this around about like search intent, because brand analytics, again, shout out them. They've actually opened up a lot to us. So we're looking at different like brand funnel and non-brand and category funnels of search intent.
Yeah.
Do you think this is something that is relevant? I mean, we're just teeny tiny. I don't have a lot of like, oh my God, we changed this and it's opened up the world. It's killing it,
So I would say 100% yes.
Okay.
Like,
wow.
I would
Jesus,
say
give myself a bell.
He makes bold statements. We brought him on for the hyperbole.
Yeah. No, but from a data value point of view, I firmly believe that brand analytics is the single most important data source we use to qualify success, because it's one of the only data sources that gives you aggregated paid and organic.
Yes.
Right. So you can see the entire funnel, and it's very easy to see when we change strategy, when we change a PDP image, when we change a title, when we run a promotion, what did it do to different parts of the funnel?
Adam, are you deep into this? Are you deep in the calls on your brand analytics? And
not on the brand analytics. Most of when we're looking at things, similar metrics, we're using the tech stack partner Stackline.
Yes. Okay.
But it gives us similar visibility.
See, for us small folk, us us the littles out here. Like, I can't afford these fancy softwares to get, like, everybody wants to know what's my category share and everything. I gotta look at brand. I gotta like piece together 7 different little, pop-up free things to figure it out. So it's shout out you. Nice job out of you.
I mean, it's great having a visual and then saying, okay, this is when we made that one channel decision that, half the team said we shouldn't do.
Exactly.
And you just highlight it. Yeah, those are fun conversations.
You get excited to go in the office that morning, don't you?
No.
Little highlighter right here.
Proving people wrong publicly is never a good play.
I told you so. It's I told you so, Adam. Welcome in. Not at all. Okay, so are you going to do connected television? Are you going to do, again, OLV, online video,
We
which
love OLV.
I know you do, and I know who there on the Acadia team is, like Mr. OLV.
Mr. Ross Walker.
Mr. Ross.
Ross OLV Walker.
He is.
Walker.
He should. I hope he's got a title change because that should be his mantra.
Yeah.
So are you seeing? And also, I love the commoditization of creative and being able to produce more creative that is brand ready, that is quote television ready, on online video. So is this what you guys are all hyped up? Other than AI, are you guys excited about this whole thing?
Yes.
I mean, yes. Great answer, Julie. You should host your own podcast called Ecommerce
I'm considering
Braintrust.
it. I'm considering it.
And she's got a real microphone and headphones today.
We got almost through this whole episode without
Me,
commentary
yeah, I know.
on my
I'm just
podcasting
such
equipment.
an ass, aren't I? I'm just such a
It's okay.
jerk.
If I could take a little heat off of Matt. I'll
Yeah,
do
I
it.
know.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no
Matt,
problem.
I'm so sorry. I apologize to everybody. Okay, so what's next? What are the things of today? Adam, you've been actually going to things. Let's pub the DSS. Have you been in meetings all day? Not.
I went to 3 sessions yesterday, so
Hey
I feel
now.
like
Holy cow, you got to get a bell for that.
I mean, what I'm excited about, obviously, is moving our organization towards the agentic and the AEO, GEO space. We haven't really done that very well, but we just became a brand. We're still a little baby brand.
Yeah.
In a way, in terms of how we're organizationally set up. So we have a lot of work to do.
Do you have any thoughts? Not to again give away your whole thing, but how do you start that? I mean, it depends on the organization size, but how do you start? Where do you start first, right? Where do you prioritize that work? And Acadia, you guys are doing a ton of work on this. I mean, God, I don't know, Adam,
we
Julie,
started-
anyone? I mean,
I don't know if it's because of my love of PDP.
let's ask the guy serving coffee. Maybe he has
bring him
an
in.
opinion.
I mean, I think it starts with readiness of the PDPs. Like
Yeah.
you have to, if you're going to invest dollars in
Okay.
media. So the where we start then is we back it up to what are our processes? What do we know the playbooks to be that actually improve performance and drive results? And so we're basing our AI build outs around our proven processes. And it's pretty freaking exciting. Like almost get giddy about it.
I can tell, listeners,
know.
she is just
I mean, Lauren was just covering it in the opening remarks this morning, but my plan is to hopefully, we've already had initial conversations with leadership and different functional groups, and you got to bring leadership on board. They have to be bought in, whether it be legal, marketing, sales. And then next step is like educating and working with brand and creative and e-com, kind of getting all of our functional teams together and aligned on what that vision looks like and how we're going to execute it.
Well, and I think this is where building skills and building agents, we're able to capture the impact. One, capture the need. Where are we missing the mark? Where are we not optimized for SEO? Where are we not optimized for Rufus? We can show that much more clearly and what the impact will be. And then we can also illustrate much more clearly what the impact is when the changes are made. Like the level, it's not just a time savings, but the level of like insight and quality and how we can help with that education, it's just growing exponentially.
And is it more conversational text in the bullet points in the back end? I mean, again, I get asked this all the time. I mean, how do you actually execute this? Because I mean, Rufus is Rufus, and on the phone, Rufus, you can't ignore him because he's everywhere. He's like he, she, I don't know, whatever. Rufus is like it's hard to avoid. That's my point.
Yeah.
So these contextual conversation, this question and answer, I get asked this, should we put this in the title? How do you do it in the title? Should you do that? You know what I'm saying? Do you have any guidance out there today where we're at? Because I to be fair, I'm still like, I don't know. People
But
are like,
that's your shtick.
that
right?
is my shtick.
Yeah.
I'm against everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the starting point, and then I'd be interested in your take too, Matt. I think the starting point is understand what your customers care about. Do the research to understand not just your product and when you're analyzing the PDP, what are customers saying, yada, yada. Yes, do that. But go more broadly in the category. Who are your customers and what are they asking about? What are they saying in their reviews? What matters to them? If you're not clear on that, you can put all the stuff you want on the images and in the bullet points and what have you, and it's not going to matter. Understand the customer.
Okay, Matt or Adam. I just go ahead because I have another second clarification.
I was going to say, building on both AI use cases, skills, agents, etc., and then figuring out how to leverage that to optimize for Rufus. There is so much data that Amazon provides, whether it's return reports, voice of the customer, top search terms, brand analytics. There's so much data. Yeah. And the challenge we've had in the past is how do you use it, right? It's so disparate. It's all different reports. How can we see, right, what's actually happening? And so I think what we're trying to build into and seeing really good results with is figuring out, creating skills around optimizing where are we pulling this data and what can we take away from it in terms of intent behind queries. And when you get to that data, you can start answering those questions pretty directly and easily, right, within your bullet points, within your PDP content, et cetera, without it being like, we are the best for Y.
Yeah.
Right. So you can get a bit more granular.
Hydration.
Give that man a ding. Give that man a ding. That was beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I lost the ding.
Are we keeping track of number of dings?
No.
Because I feel.
I think you are. I think you're keeping track.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to give you this.
OMG.
That's a throwback.
Thank you.
He's making up for.
So and I'll get you guys out of here on this, but is it changing? So again, for many years, it's like, okay, highest indexing, it's search term, right? We make sure that's in the title. And then if there's seasonal things, we change that or what have you. Then we go down to bullet. Then we go to product term. There was a hierarchy and then back end, right? I mean, there's a hierarchy of where things went and how they went and what to do. Is this changed? Is it changed? Is it already changed?
I think so. And I think you might agree with this, given it's maybe a little bit of a contrarian take. But what I see in the space really is it comes down to conversion.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think we have to assume that Amazon and the algorithm, it's very intelligent. You don't necessarily need to give it every single query that's going to be relevant to your product. Amazon knows your basket of competitors, and they're looking at across that basket of competitors, how does your click-through rate and conversion rate compare to the average? If you are better than that market average, Amazon is going to give you an opportunity to show that across the entirety of the keyword base that's relevant. Instead of saying, back in the day, all I want to be is number one whipped cream dispenser.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be your sole goal. It needs to be relevancy and conversion for the consumer. And if you can demonstrate that consistently, Amazon will give you the opportunity to do it across a broader swath of keywords.
You're getting another sound effect.
I think he's taking the lead.
I know. I think he has. I'm just going to take my headphones off. I'm done.
I'm out of here.
Seriously.
I'm out.
Where's my AirPods?
But I maybe again, call me out. Honestly, I 40% of the algorithm is conversion and sales in the last 180 days. So how you get to convert? I am obsessed with conversion. Like if I go down 0.1%, I'm like, I need to understand. Depending on the time span, I like, okay, what's going on? If traffic is the same or whatever, I'm kind of obsessed by that because I understand the machine lives and breathes with that. Am I wrong? Am I old? Should I just change my ways?
Are we answering those individually?
I don't know. Just I'm trying to get coaching here. Coach me up, Julie.
No. Yes.
Anybody, coach the old kid up.
I would say I agree with you on conversion. We're very focused on it. I think it's more about being disciplined of where and why you're converting and less so on the actual conversion rate of the listing as a whole. Like that's really important, but it's also very important to understand where you're converting and then being disciplined to say, when you launch Nuri, maybe we're not bidding on protein drink, right? Yeah. Because it's too competitive at the time when we're launching and it's going to bring down our conversion rate. So I think a lot of it comes down to looking at the data, being disciplined, investing in where conversion rate is actually indicating that you're doing quite well and building into that over time.
It goes to the relevance.
Correct.
And just like a hyper focus of where you're going to place your bets, where you're going to play.
Correct.
And I said we get you out of here, but Adam, one thing that struck me that in the conversations we've had, which I think is, I can't say it enough, is patience. you've talked about how you understand how the system works, right? So you have to internally just make sure that everybody's like not panicking. There's patience. This takes time, right? You got to let the machine do what the machine does.
Yeah, I think when you're looking at any of the metrics, whether it be advertising or just direct sales, I mean, 1 week does not a trend make. So yeah, that's a hard one, because you see a spike or you see a downgrade, a derate, and you're like, oh my God, I got to answer for this. But if nothing fundamentally has changed, sometimes it's just the ghost in the machine.
Am I also? God, I keep coming up with stuff that I'm supposed to end this program. Is Prime Day a big deal? Where are we on Prime Day? Again, I have a contrarian, like, it just depends, because my brands aren't huge and we don't really do a big thing for Prime Day. I'm kind of like, either go all in on Prime Day, like a serious discount, or you just ride the wave. Where are you guys? I don't know. Julie, where are you? I mean, still Prime Day, 4 days, June?
Yeah, Prime Day is a big deal, ultimately. But I think that the way that you approach it is definitely brand category specific. So we don't have a one size fits all for how we're approaching it. We have to understand what's the goal and the need of the brand.
Yeah.
And how we'll approach Prime Day is based on that. So I can't give a blanket answer, except I can say it is important.
Okay, it's
We're
important.
all in on
Matt, do you think it's just like it's still as big as it always ever was?
Absolutely. I think it is hugely important, and I think there are a lot of different ways in which you can leverage it. But we, on average, see a very positive result and a improvement in metrics coming out of it that maintain. So like the halo you get and the reset in terms of where you are typically is very positive.
And obviously it's the biggest return when it's the brands that are investing the most in like the promos and all of that.
Yeah.
But we also see the uptick in the halo across the board.
Yes, I agree. I'm with you. Adam, where are you on Prime Day?
I'm high on pulling it forward to June.
Are you? Why do you think they did that? Does anybody have any theories of why they did that?
I think they saw, at least from my perception, is that they saw softness with the consumer, given the July to October to PBDD, Prime Big Deal Days.
Yeah.
And so they wanted to give a little bit of, I guess, a refresh of consumers' wallets between those two big events. Supply chain issues, also probably warehouse issues come into play there. I don't love that it's a 4-day event. Mm-hmm. I didn't think the last 2 days were that impactful last year. We just saw like a really great day one and then a slow downgrade, regardless of ad spend.
I forgot to ask you, are you doing this on vendor or on seller?
We're 1P.
You're 1P, yeah. Okay. I thought I just didn't clarify that.
We have Jordan on our team who's very orderly.
Yes.
His hypothesis is now we're moving to a tentpole event a quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if we play that out, does that mean Prime Big Deal Days October will be end of September?
Yep.
So
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't, and it would, from like an organization standpoint, that sounds great. Let's put a little in Q3.
Well, the reality is, what's amazing is that shifts the market. The entire market will shift to end of June. Or end of September. I mean, the entire market will. The retailer, they drive the bus on this.
Well, so there's a lot of hypotheses that they moved it to June to differentiate from the others. And it's like, they're all going to follow.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're not getting away from them. Like,
exactly.
I don't know. And the cat was out of the bag so long ago. So everyone has time.
Walmart, as big as they are going to follow suit.
Exactly.
100%.
We all know this.
And the cat's out of the bag, and it's a hydrated cat.
It is a
extremely
hydrated. That's
what
we end on.
I think that's a good place to end it. Adam, Matt, Julie, thank you for coming in. I know it's early morning on the second day. This is always a pleasure. Great to meet you, Matt. Again, you as well. I apologize for all the crap I gave you.
No
Adam,
problem.
It's good to hang out with you,
It's
man.
good to see you again.
It's been fun. We've kind of just super fun.
Since that coffee shop in LA, 10 years ago?
I guess. I'm not burdened by memory, but
anyway. I like that spin on it.
Yes. Okay, everybody. The reason I get to do these things and everything, I wrap it up, because people matter. All right. And this is just so awesome. See, Matt, you're new into my people. Now you're one of the peeps. You're peeps. Julie, always the number one.
Thank you.
Absolute queen.
Thank you.
The original doctor of PPPs.
I did pay him to say that.
We'll have more Always Off Brand from Atlanta after this. Bye-bye.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.